Hi Pisces, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome back to those of you who have been here before. Welcome to those of you who are new. My name is Jackie, and I post weekly messages for each of the astrological archetypes. I mix tarot with astrology, numerology, and psychology. I always recommend checking out your rising sign first, then your sun sign, then your moon. If you have some extra time, also check out your Venus placement as well. If you're not sure of your placements and you know what time you were born, you have to know what time you were born, check out any of the free birth chart calculators online. I always recommend this for the most holistic and complete understanding of your energies, because remember, these are general messages, right? It's not a personal reading, so there are ways that we could tweak it to try to make it as personal as we can get it, right? So that being said, take what resonates, throw out the rest. Don't try to make it fit. If it's not your message this time, it's not your message, right? Sometimes it's just best to get some food for thought and think about how things play out in our own life and in our own experience. So I'm first going to just throw a bunch of cards down, get a lay of the land for myself, for you guys, just for the energies for the week. Then I'll do a Celtic cross spread. Then I'll do for relationship, and then I'll pull some extra energies at the end for those of you who might be in separation. If you're in a relationship. So let's just get right into things. As always, I do timestamp below in the description box underneath the video. And I should be doing a more specialized read. You know, those of you who've been watching me, the specialized reads that I do that are extended for a relationship, where I break it into singles, couples, and complicated. I just don't have the time to do that every single week. So let's see what we get for you guys. I like that we're getting the full card first. Something new, something new. So the energies that are most prevalent, I guess that we should say, or the new arrivals on the scene for this particular week are two things. First of all, Jupiter is still retrograde, but it's going to be popping back to hang out with Saturn again in Aquarius in your 12th house, and the 12th house is where you guys live. That's your home. So it's not a foreign thing for you. But lots of changes I feel like are going on with you guys when it comes to everything that's hidden, really getting in touch with your limiting beliefs, really getting in touch with your subconscious tendencies, which I think is so healthy. And it's sitting across the wheel from your 6th house, right? It works opposite the 6th house. So the 6th house and the 12th house energy, I always want you to think about the opposing axes as being kind of like frenemies, right? Where they're working together. There's this tension, but they do have each other's best interests at heart, right? So what is the 6th house then opposite that 12th house? 6th house has to do with your health, mental, physical, and emotional. It has to do with your ability to have the analytical portion of your nature. It has to do with your work habits, where you work, who you work with, who you work for, any sort of organization that you are involved in. But it also has to do with your organizational abilities, your pets, your sense of usefulness. 6th house is also the house of problem solving, right? Virgo is the landlord there. So, you know, we have this energy where you're looking at and processing your limiting beliefs, right? How you're feeling deep down about many things in your life, right? This is a very total, there's a total landscape happening in that 12th house, really. It's where you're the most dreamy, the most spiritual, but it is where we can feel like, you know, it's looking at where we've allowed ourselves to be victimized, where we've allowed ourselves to be martyred, right? And really looking at this, but in a way, having the sun and Mars energy, and then on the 27th, Mercury is going to be joining their party in Leo. In that 6th house energy, there's going to be a lot of fire with some air thrown in. So what happens when we have fire and we add air, right? It's like, right? So there's going to be a lot of mental activity for a lot of you. A lot of you are going to be feeling very jammed up to start working out in a different way, taking care of yourself in a different way, in a better way. A lot of you are going to be very, very focused on becoming super organized. But not only out in the 3D, guys, you're going to be organizing your head, your mind, your thoughts. Everything is sort of rearranging itself, right? And this is such a good axis to look at, like the mind-body connection. I mean, there's no better axis than this between you and Virgo. There's no better. I mean, really, because what's happening, if your mind is messy, your day-to-day can be messy. If your mind is jammed up, your day-to-day can be organized and feel like, you're going nowhere fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's recognizing this. Now, the energy that you are planting now in this 12th house with the Jupiter hanging out in there with Saturn, even though Jupiter's retrograde until the fall, you have until the end of December to plant seeds that are going to be impacting your life for the next 12 years. Because Jupiter only transits in this way every 12 years. So whatever's going on now, and I know you guys feel the change, we all do, there are shifts, fundamental, some good, some not so good, some comfortable, some really not comfortable, right? But whatever is happening, there is this feeling of this new shift, right? If you think about just like from one month to the next, right? Try not to go so much from one day to the next. That could be frustrating. But think about it in terms of maybe like months, maybe even weeks for some of you, but little time periods, and you're going to feel the shift. So whatever is being planted now, whatever new area you're going into, and you're all kind of going through something right now, this is going to be really kind of dictating, again, the next 12 years of your life. So we have a lot of healing going on surrounding your money, your values, the Chiron retrograde in Aries. We have a lot of Venus is hanging out in your 7th house of relationships, marriage, contracts, business partners, Venus and Virgo. So I like that energy a lot for those of you having to do with relationship, having to do with any sort of business negotiation. Also, it's sextiling the 5th house, which is where you have Cancer, a very, emotional energy, really focused on getting grounded and secure within relationship. And if you're not there now, you're going to be focused on bringing that to yourself. Some sort of gift is going to be coming in the 4th house, having to do with home, roots, family, the way you take care of yourself, emotions, your ability to feel a strong foundation. With that North Node in Gemini in the 4th, there's some sort of gift that's going to be coming in, while you're going to be releasing something in that South Node Sag energy that's transiting your 10th house right now, having to do with either career, long-term goal, public reputation, standing in the world. So you guys might be shifting where it is that you thought your life was going to be going. Now it's like the shift is becoming more and more active with Pluto and Capricorn in that 11th house of hopes, wishes in the future. Pluto is all about change, transformation, things ending so that other things can begin. And you guys are like right in the height of this shift. So very exciting energy. If you could see my forearm, guys, look at the chills I'm getting. I'm a Taurus moon. I get my messages in my body, and my hands are freezing cold and my back is hot. So I feel like this is going to be a very powerful reading for you guys. So starting off with the beautiful, beautiful Fool energy. In numerology, this is all of the signs in one, yet no one particular sign, right? It's all about new. This is a Uranus energy. Uranus is about the future. It's about shocking surprises, changes coming in. So Uranus right now for you and Taurus is hanging out in your 3rd house of your mind, of thinking, of your ability to communicate. The 3rd house has to do with your siblings and your extended family and your social activities and your neighborhood and your neighbors. And so something surprising is coming in here. So maybe some of you are moving into a new neighborhood. Maybe some of you are reconnecting with family members. Maybe some of you are taking some sort of surprise short distance trip that's going to be very meaningful for you, right? And because it's sitting opposite Scorpio, right? No, I'm sorry. It's sitting in the 3rd house, 9th house, Scorpio. Yes, Scorpio is hanging out in your 9th house right now. Scorpio does represent merging with other. It's how we show up as a we. So you might be meeting somebody new if you're not in a relationship right now. This could also indicate just trying something new. Like say if you're in a relationship right now and things have been a little challenging, you're trying a whole new approach. Those of you who are single, meeting somebody completely new. Those of you having to do with like a career or money situation, this is a new path, a new opportunity, or a new approach in whatever you're doing right now. So it could be your current position or it could be something brand new, right? It depends on what else is aspecting your chart. Some of you might be moving. This is also like leaving home and sort of going into uncharted territory, right? Kind of exciting. But a lot of times with that change comes this element of the need to negotiate, right? The need to say, okay, I'm making this change, and how it's very, very infrequent that we ever make absolute energetic clean cuts from anything, right? There's always some sort of confusion. So I feel like you're going to have to deal with a little bit of that, right? With the Two of Pentacles. And I'm saying a little bit of that because it is a minor arcana. It's negotiation, right? You're in this space where you need to make a decision regarding more than one path. So you're in this space where what is inciting the need for this new beginning is this sense of lack in something. So if it has to do with a money or a job situation, maybe you feel a sense of a lack in money, or a lack in, maybe you just don't feel like very connected to your job, or maybe you just don't feel like it's going to bring you where you really want to go. So you need to decide what you're going to do. Like, if it's a matter of going a new way or staying, or going a new way or going that way, it really is about identifying where are you experiencing the greatest sense of lack and putting that pentacle down and going with the one. Even though the other one might not be perfect, you might not be there yet. It might be scary. You might be really unsure, but it's better than going with something that you feel that incredible sense of lack in. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so some of you might be saying, oh, new job, new business. This is, for a lot of you, this is about your talent shining. This is really good money news coming in, because this is about progress. Very auspicious energy for beginnings, finance, business, anything like that. Offers made on a property, being accepted, getting accepted into some sort of educational program, maybe that you've had your mind set on. But this could also indicate new relationship, mental, physical, or emotional connection. So you might be making some new friends. You might be meeting somebody brand new. But what I do want to say is that whatever it is, whatever you're getting into, you're going to be, it's a very hardworking, reliable energy, right? Just know that going in. So that relationship, you're going to be working hard on that relationship. Strong potential for success if you give it what it needs. Strong potential for success in that career, that business opportunity, whatever it is. It's really nice. And then clarifying that, whatever you're working on here, beautiful. Happiness. Wishes manifesting. And what does that even mean, right? That almost sounds like a Hallmark card. Your wishes will manifest. Very airy-fairy, right? But really what it means at the end of the day is doing something where you feel more connected to your own heart. And you're going to feel like you're in something that you're able to grow in. It really is as simple as that and as beautiful as that. And that's going to mean something different for each of you. You're in your High Priestess mode right now. So High Priestess does indicate not being fully transparent when it comes to how you're feeling about something. So you might be holding something back. The High Priestess energy, because it's a moon energy, can indicate secrets, but it's because you don't feel very comfortable to disclose something yet. It's almost like a deliberate holding back. So if you're, for example, if you're in a relationship, you and your partner might be holding back the fact that you want to get married, you're moving in together, you want to get pregnant, maybe you're getting divorced, maybe you're whatever it is, going on vacation, opening a business. Maybe you just don't want to talk to anybody about it yet. You're not ready if it's something to do with you and a partner. Or this could just be you having a lot of activity go on behind your eyes. And honestly, with Saturn and Jupiter retrograde in your 12th house, I would not doubt it. I would not doubt it. Your mind is very, very busy right now. It's a very wise energy. It really is. But and this is good advice, is whatever is not solidified in your mind, if you don't feel comfortable talking about anything yet, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Maybe talk to your therapist or one good friend. But, this is not the kind of energy where you sit down at the dinner table and say, so, let me share what I've been chatting about, thinking about. Don't even bother doing that. But a lot of you are thinking about just, how do I want to say this? It's more than just like expressing yourself. Because this is clarifying this. We have the Page of Wands, which is really, really good news about any project, any situation in your life that requires any kind of negotiation. Very busy time. It's a very busy time that could bring a new offer. It could bring a new relationship. It can bring a new something. But this is the thing. And this is where you have to be really honest with yourself too, Pisces, right? This, for example, this could be a new job, right? Let's say it's a job. and where the status or the glitz and glam of the job might not be as high as you'd like or expect, but it still appeals to you in theory, right? You're still into it. So it can ultimately be a good thing, but in a weird way, you're almost sort of like low-key sort of trying to talk yourself into something here. Same thing could be with a relationship. So where you meet somebody and on paper they're great, everything is like pretty good, but there's something about the person that maybe you feel like maybe is a little off for you. Not that there's a thing wrong with them, but just for you as far as your energy. But you're still interested in having the relationship. And so you might be holding back sharing this with your friends, sharing this with your family, still trying to process how you think and feel, you know. It's very interesting because I feel like clarifying that is the moon. So you might be working through this idea of confusion and disappointment and feeling let down. It could be from a past relationship, right? With the moon energy. Because this is like an energy like where there's a crisis of faith and you're feeling very emotionally vulnerable right now, right? And where you were in this space where you would have liked for something to work, but they would, you know, intuitively you feel like that the relationship wasn't going to work because of some sort of disappointment or some sort of confusing disappointment that ended up going on. But nonetheless, it was a disappointment. And then we have clarifying that. We have the Page of Cups. That's why I feel like it's almost like you are making the decision, if this has to do with relationship, you're making the decision to leave the energy of something, even if you've been out of it for a really long time, like once and for all, cutting the cord on something and saying, you know what, I have to just embrace and recognize that that was very disappointing, even though I still have emotions for the person. It's a moon energy. I'm not talking about it. The High Priest, I'm not talking about it. But I have to go into a space of acceptance and let me transition into this person who is probably really great, because we have Page of Wands and then we have the Page of Cups. This is, again, very good news about because it's a cups, it's an emotional aspect of your life. So it could be love, it could be money, it could be something to do with family, something to do with like that. But it's a new partner for those of you resonating with it as a relationship, being in the near horizon, like right here. So there's a lot of information going on in your subconscious about processing your past relationships and opening yourself up to somebody new. So some of you may be like meeting somebody great, but because your energy is still sort of hanging out, lingering with somebody in the past, it kind of discolors the, what do I want to say? Not the tendency, but the potential that you're seeing in the, you know, right away with this energy. Because there's still this disappointment that you sort of kind of going through the weeds with here, right, emotionally. If this doesn't have anything to do with a relationship, it could be the same idea with a job, right, where, you know, you're really thinking very clearly, right, honestly, okay, this new job comes in, okay, in theory I like it, it might not be everything that I'm really looking for, but that's because you were in something and you're like, well, was it really worth it? All of the effort and energy, right? You saying to yourself, was it really worth everything that I put in? You know, you might reach the goal, but you're in a space where you're like, was it worth the effort? Emotions running high, you know. You might even feel like you need to protect yourself from other people's negativity right now. Even if money matters is stable, you want more satisfaction. There's this element of disillusionment. So you want to try something new. But this, and you're thinking, so some of you might be like, I really want to start my own business. I really want to get into my own thing. But you're like, I don't know. Is the money going to be there? You know, the idea of it sometimes maybe seems greater than the actual execution of it. Whatever it is, we get the Page of Cups. This is really good news coming in. Okay, so this could be a new business partner. This could be some sort of new opportunity. Very nice energy. And you're going to be using that creative muscle that you guys have, which is great, which is always good for a Pisces energy. So then we have the Ace of Pentacles. I like these aces, boy. That's it. Auspicious for every area of your life. It's about happiness and contentment, Pisces. Getting what you desire. Money, Money coming to you quickly, or at least you're going to be shown how to achieve what it is that you want in order to have a foundation of stability. And you really don't want to doubt whatever's good, whatever good things are happening to you right now. Very interesting though, man. Why are you feeling so trapped? I'm laughing because I feel it's a minor arcana. Listen, you have to figure out, where are you feeling trapped? Where are you feeling like things are never going to get better? Things are never going to change? Get in touch with that anxiety. Right? Really figure that out. Figure out where it is that you're feeling anxiety. Because you do have Scorpio in the 9th. That 9th house does rule your belief system. And wherever Scorpio is, our anxiety and our obsessive thinking is hanging out in there as well. Right? And it is squaring your 12th house, which is the subconscious. So where are you feeling like things aren't going to change? Where you just feel like you don't belong in a situation anymore. You're going to need a lot of determination to pull yourself out, even if it means swallowing your pride for the moment. Or you really might need to actively heal from some sort of situation in order to have this new beginning. But you're confused. 7 of Cups, choices and confusion. Commitment issue, because you're not sure what's real, what's not. Things feel up in the air, and you feel something new starting. You feel there's a new fill in the blank, new something. There's some sort of new cycle starting for you. There's no question, and you know it, and you feel it. For some of you, you're feeling the beginning of the end. So others of you, you're feeling the beginning of the next stage of your career. Others of you, you're sensing the beginning of a new relationship. And you know that you have to clean out the old in order to bring in the new. You know that. And a lot of you are going to be like, okay, look, maybe I'll feel more comfortable if I draw a line in the sand, the 7 of Wands, and I say, okay, I could do this, but I can't do that. Because if I do this, I feel like I'm going to end up a victim again, and I don't want to do that. I'm not willing to martyr myself. Now, you just want to be able to decipher between you being very sort of self-loving and responsible with yourself, having to do with that job, that relationship, that friendship, whatever it is, where you're drawing this line in the sand. You want to make sure you are differentiating the difference between loving yourself and projecting past fears onto a current situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you were hurt in the past, that you can't make that this person's issue, right? But it's hard to do that because we're made up of, we're the sum of all of our parts, right? We're the sum of our life experiences. So if you've been hurt in the past, that's part of you right now, and that wall has been built up. So it's just healthy to I'm not saying bring down the wall. Maybe you will someday. You have to work on that. But there's value in at least recognizing, like, look, I have a lot of discomfort around anyone who is, I feel like, fishing around for my money, or I feel a lot of discomfort around somebody who's super cheap with their money. And that could be because of some sort of past experience, or, feeling very hypersensitive to the way someone responds to you or doesn't respond to you. Do you know what I mean? Just make sure you stay within reality. But it does seem like there is this drawing a line in the sand, always a healthy energy in my book, Mars and Leo. You're dealing with some sort of obstacle here. You have the strength to overcome whatever the issue is. Your morality and your personal philosophy are going to be very important to you right now. Very important. And just make sure it's all based in self-love. If it's based in self-love, you can't go wrong. Just as long as you're not being inflexible, right? And I don't know you, I don't know what else is aspecting your chart. Sometimes there are other things that come in to help that energy, and other things can make it even more challenging. All right, so let's move along from there, and let's go into our Celtic cross spread. See what we have going on. Our Pisces friends. Sun, Rising, and Venus. Oh, we have your ruler straight out of the gate, Hangman. You might be wondering, if you're resonating with this in relationship, how somebody feels about you, either in the first place or still. Some of you may be wondering if somebody still cares about you, if they think about you. But you may be in the space where it's like, all right, even if they did feel A, B, and C about me, Am I going to wait around? Like what? The clock and the calendar go forward, not backwards, right? Or you might even be in this space where you're like sort of having analysis paralysis when it comes to making a decision regarding a relationship. Some of you may be feeling like this with a job. Like, not sure. Just not sure, right? Things might seem unclear with work. You know, if that's the case, definitely hold back on a contract or dealing with any sort of legal issue, because things might be going on that you're not really aware of yet, but you intuitively vibe. You guys are so intuitive, right? So you might experience some delays, but ultimately you're always protected with that energy. Let's see what your challenge is. Oh, your challenge is the King of Cups, which does indicate that there's some sort of there's a need to settle a conflict either within yourself or with somebody else, but you might be like, I have no idea how to handle it, right? And that might be because Neptune, your ruler, happens to be in your first house of self right now. So you just might be like trying to figure things out, navigate things in your life when it comes to your approach, when it comes to your attitude to life right now. Through, you feel like you're looking at life through kind of like a thick fog or a dirty window. You know what I mean by that? Where you could sort of see, but you can't really. You can't make everything out, but you could sort of see. Basis of the situation is the Knight of Wands, Five of Coins in the past, Ace of Coins in the present. So some of you are trying something new. There's newness here. Okay, so I'm laughing at the Lover's energy in your challenge, because it's like, I want to balance this out, but I can't. And then, you know, I don't know if it's because of you, because it's somebody else, a little bit of both of you. But yeah, when the Lover's energy is in reverse, it's like there's this imbalance, right? Everybody's got to get on the same page, but in order to get on the same page, you have to be talking about something. So anyway, I jumped ahead. Let's start with the past here. We have the Five of Coins. Yeah, very psychological card, Five of Coins. It's not that I don't pay attention to it, but it's just like something that everybody goes through sometimes, where when you feel tested. This could be a testing of your resources, or maybe like a fear of financial issues more than anything. You might have financial issues, but I just don't feel like they are as bad as you maybe think they are. You want to, whatever it is, you want to consider new options. If it has to do with money, you want to consider some new options that are going to help you feel better about moving forward. If it has to do with money, and whatever that means, I mean, whether it's you know, getting some sort of side hustle, you know, selling things off, getting a new job, whatever it would be. But this could also just show a fear of losing the security of your home, a fear of losing the security of something, of your job, whatever it is. For some of you, this could also be you just sort of like nursing the pain of like a breakup or the aftermath of somebody passing. You know, anything like that. But there's like this lack of connection. Again, if it doesn't have anything to do with money, Pentacles, coins are also mental, physical, and emotional connection. But it's a sense of lack, but in a way where it's more in your psychology, and you have more support than you actually realize in whatever it is that you're feeling here, whatever area it is. So we discussed the Hangman already, and we discussed the King of Cups, the need to settle this conflict. So the current situation, we have the Ace of Coins, and this is based in the Knight of Wands energy. So the Knight of Wands energy, you're feeling very fired up, right? Fired up in your ambition. This is about proposals popping, influence speeding up, blocks being lifted, decisions coming in an area that maybe you've been waiting to hear about something in. Maybe you've been waiting to find out about that job, about somebody signing that lease, about somebody, you being able to sign that lease, something having to do with that home, something like that. Because it's Scorpio and Sagittarius is like a traveler energy. It's like moving forward with integrity. So whatever the moving forward would mean, whether it's in work, maybe it's your home, maybe it's just going on a vacation. Sagittarius also rules long distance travel, anything like that. But you're feeling very like fired up is the basis of something. And you're fired up though having to do with this Ace of Coins, which is great for every area of your life. Honestly, this is an energy of happiness and contentment, getting what you want, and either money and or connection coming to you quickly, or you're at least shown how to do it. You're going to be shown how to achieve what it is that you want. But there's a stability about this that I really, really like. And I like that your 4th house, which is all about stability, you have North Node transiting. So there's going to be some sort of gift. And if this does have to do with money, if money's been weird, I'm saying weird because I just feel like the pandemic has made many people's bank accounts weird. Money taken away, money added in. Money's just weird. But anyway, I don't want to labor over that too much, but you have Chiron retrograde in there. So money, work, income, daily routines, material possessions, your habits, your daily, right? Your daily things that you value. There's going to be a lot of healing there because that's what Chiron is retrograde in Aries there until December. So lots of beautiful healing that's going to be going on there. So you're very fired up. You're very fired up for something new. So I really like that. Just gives you with the business, a new home. It could even be a relationship, right? Ace of Coins, mental, physical, emotional connection. You are fired up, ready to go. We have the Queen of Coins as the recommended approach. Absolutely, Pisces, take care of you. Take care of your body, your mind, your spirit, your finances. That's it. Take care of yourself. And that's the best advice. Make sure that you're, whatever it is that you are, however you're running your day-to-day, do these regular check-ins with yourself. How do I feel doing this? Do I like this version of myself? Am I liking how I feel when I engage with this person? Am I liking how I feel about where this is taking me? Really checking in with yourself. Really good advice. So beautiful, 8 of Wands, nice energy, absolutely external. Now this could be others. So if this is another, all right, this is really good news coming in, especially if having to do with relationship, if you've been separated, this is really good news coming in having to do with that. This is good news coming in general. Lots of busy communication. Excellent if you've been feeling held back or stuck, like waiting for a decision. Somebody could be calling you, sending you that text, sending you that email, whatever it is. Or this could just be this basic, just very quick, kind of almost frenetic energy surrounding you where you feel like you're just moving forward. You feel ready. You're taking care of yourself. I just feel like you're in a good space. You're in a good space, Pisces, to just move into this next part of your life. Now, does that mean that you are happy all around? No. Does that mean that you are not experiencing pain in one part of your life? That's ridiculous. Life is not like that, right? But with the Mercury and Sagittarius energy, with this, air in fire, this is like moving forward. You are just moving forward. A lot of thinking about the future. I like it, it's surrounding you, but there is something or someone in your life, Pisces, there's something that needs to be settled. This doesn't mean lovers does not have to be an intimate relationship, guys. This could be any kind of soulmate, soul connection. We could be soulmates with a family member, a friend, even a workmate. But there's this thing that needs resolve, and you have to make the choice to do it. And this is showing up as your block. You want to do it, you're afraid it's not going to happen. And how that fear, hope kind of thing manifests, it's a block, it's a thing. It's an energetic thing that needs to be looked at. So, Archangel Raphael, the luminary of the sun, absolutely blesses whatever the positive intention put forth here is. That's one thing you have to know for sure. So if you're afraid of having that conversation, or you're afraid, or you feel blocked by somebody's ability to work with you on that project, on that idea, on that family situation, on that relationship, you're going to have a hard time working something out. Because the thing is with the Lover's energy, the choice is this. It goes like this. This is not perfect. We both need to recognize it. We both have to work at it. If we're both working at it equally, there's nothing we can't do. If we're not equal, and we're not both showing up, and we're not both deciding, then there's going to be a lot of imbalance. So you don't want that. You don't want there to be imbalance. Everybody's got to be on the same page here. But because it's a Gemini energy, Pisces, you have to ask yourself, how's the communication been surrounding that idea? You know, whatever it is. Have you been in like really good, healthy communication with that particular energy? Because if not, that would maybe be the game changer. You know what I mean? And I feel like you might be doing that because, hello, look what you have in the near future. Beautiful, the world energy. Completion. Lesson learned. Lesson learned. Been there, done that, let's grow. Right? In numerology, the world energy is the Empress card. Okay? So the Empress is all about growth, expansion, pregnancy, fertility, virility, growing, moving, expanding that business, that life together, that family, whatever it is, it's growing, right? Mother of the Tarot. As a result, though, that's as a result of learning a lesson, so that now you can have that happiness and fulfilling and loving relationship. You can achieve that goal. You can have that new position. You could get that promotion. You receive that award. You have that rise in status. And whatever part of your life you're looking for, it's like you moving forward in whatever area of your life that you're feeling this in. We have the Page of Coins. Obviously could be a new job, Page of Coins. But this is just, again, progress. Very auspicious energy having to do with business, relationship, anything like that. But the little caveat there is, as I mentioned before, hard work. Knowing that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. Communication is going to be very, very important for you guys right now. It really, really is. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of shifts in the area of communication for you. I just do. I really do. I mean, thinking about your 3rd and 9th house axis, that's the axis of communication, negotiating, working things out. You have Uranus and Scorpio hanging out, you know, on that axis. So there's like a lot of surprises, a lot of change, a lot of transitions, more surprises, more change, more transition. So good stuff. All right. And let's pull a 7-card ellipse. Let's do, why don't we use the good tarot? Big cards, but very beautiful nonetheless, I think. Past High Priestess, Ace of Fire, 3 of Fire, Page of Fire. Fire, Pisces. 8 of Earth, I like it, okay. Well, you wouldn't be Pisces if you weren't a little scared at the end of the day, right? I mean, come on. That's okay. We have to just accept certain things about our energy. This doesn't mean we can't have a beautiful outcome. Coming into this in the past, High Priestess energy, feeling something about something in relationship. And I know that sounds very vague, but those of you maybe in a space where maybe somebody is still lingering in your energy from your past and you're really not talking about it with anybody. Some of you may be in a space where you're involved in some sort of affair that is being kept secret from everyone else, but there's something sort of underneath the surface, right? Because the High Priestess energy is a moon energy, so there's some sort of secret, or there's some sort of holding back. There's this lack of transparency when it comes to something within relationship, some sort of holding back something. Now this could even just be you and your partner not telling anybody about something, you know, pregnancy, marriage, running away, kind of like what I said before. But this is, so I don't know, some of you may be resonating with this as well, in addition to the other relationship energy. Different deck, different spreads. So I get a lot of confirmation when we have these aligned. We have the Ace of Fire right now, so really very nice energy for a new beginning. This is a new chapter of passion. So for those of you who've been in a relationship for a long time, there's some sort of page-turning new chapter kind of experience that's going on in your relationship. For others of you, this is you meeting somebody brand spanking new and them being very, very hot. Like this being a hot, hot connection. Because whenever Ace of Swords means new, Ace of Coins, Ace of Cups, these all mean like very new. But Ace of Wands, this is like, there's a lot of passion here, right? There's a lot of passion. And then we have the 3 of Fire. So this is Sun and Aries energy. Really good energy for important relationship, wedding. You know, ultimately, you're not doing all of this in 1 week. That's ridiculous. But it's you moving on to realize plans within a relationship in the future, right? Now, you might be dealing with somebody who's very different than somebody that you've been with before. So, or you're dealing with some sort of unconventional situation, whether it's like, maybe you guys are moving to like a very far away place, right, that neither of you have ever lived in, or you're doing something, maybe making the decision where, I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there, but maybe you're going to get married and live separately, or have some sort of very unique arrangement within your relationship, or this could simply be you being with somebody who is very out of the box compared to people that you normally are with in relationship. So that can mean anything, right? That could mean somebody from a different culture. That could mean somebody who is just a completely different type of person, you know what I mean? But whatever it is, it's good. It's positive. And then we have the Page of Fire. So the Page of Fire is showing up as advice. And when we get this is about you expressing yourself, right? This is you expressing yourself. Recognizing the passion within this connection, but you know, it is the personification of fire, so this is like a lot of movement. Fire, there's always a lot of movement, but there's a value in recognizing, I feel like this came up before, there's value in recognizing that you might identify something not being, oh, why am I getting this feeling where it's like, I don't want to say that you're settling, because I don't feel like that. I feel like this is a really good energy and this is going to be good for you. It's almost like you might, but in a way you might feel like, for the time anyway, that you might be settling. Because Pisces, if you're resonating with this, I almost feel like, okay, that you were in something at one point where you very much connected, but you're recognizing, guess what? Going down that road with that kind of person, or that person in particular, put me here. And I can't, that's not good for me. And I'm smart enough now, and I have the emotional intelligence enough now to recognize that's not good for me. So I'm making the decision, this is you saying this to yourself, to go in another direction. So you're meeting this person, and they are fabulous on paper, and they're fabulous in person, and all of this. But at the end of the day, when you're sitting quietly with yourself, you may recognize that there's something that's missing there. Okay, you may just be realizing this. Okay, now the energy that's external to you, that's surrounding you right now, is the Eight of Earth. Very practical energy. So this is you taking a very logical and diligent approach to this connection. Very logical and very diligent. And if you can do that, things are going to go well. They're going to go in your favor. Okay, all of that. But in your block, in your challenge, what you want to do and what you're afraid to do, the Eight of Cups energy. Pisces, you're having a hard time wiping somebody off your soul, my friend. It's okay. Sometimes it takes a minute, you know what I mean? But this is in your block. This is your hope, and this is your fear. You would like to be able to say, all right, that thing, it wasn't right. It's time to move on. Sadness, but no regret. Done with that. Not going back there. You would love to be able to say that and mean it, like in your soul. But you're also afraid of that, because there's some sort of finality in that, even though that you know that energy was not good for you. Now this is in your psychology. It's, you know, it's okay. But because of that, you may be in this space where you're very protective of yourself in relationship now. Even if you met somebody, but all right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this energy here. Nothing. Nothing. But I almost feel like for some of you, you might be forcing yourself to move forward. Does that make sense? It was like you're making yourself, because I'm getting that you're sort of the emotion that, well, what's the point? What's the point in laboring over that energy? Why am I going to keep busying myself in that? It's going nowhere. It's not going to work. Even though I'm sad about it, I have to move my life forward. I want to be with somebody. I don't want to be alone. I like being in love. I like being in relationship. I want to share my life. And you're meeting somebody who's got a lot of value. But at the same time, you know what I mean? It's like you're feeling this sense of self-protection. Many of you might be very concerned about having a firm foundation in relationship here. It could have to do with money. You might be feeling insecure about your money, but it could also just simply be within relationship where you're a little like watching yourself, you know? Just watching yourself. Patience. Beautiful. Hermit. Ooh, okay. Call. 3 of water. Nine of earth. Working on yourself. Messenger of earth. Messenger of air. Okay. So we have patience in the Hermit together. I mean, obviously, you're in this space of sort of like pulling back and looking at the cycles within past relationships and looking what's going on so that, you know, past cycles are not repeated. If you're in a relationship already, you recognizing maybe some more energy and focus and time needs to be put into smoothing over the challenges in the relationship. But, you know, for a lot of you, it's just being patient and stepping back and saying what hasn't worked in the past. But then we have this call coming in. This is either a call, either you're being called to call somebody or somebody's being called to call you, but there's some sort of divine intervention here. And clarifying that, we have the 3 of Cups, which is about absolute support. This is a great energy for a relationship and being able to create and support. But clarifying that is this 9 of Pentacles, which is about you working on yourself. Pisces, this is doing solid work on yourself. This is the kind of energy where if you do solid work on yourself, everything else in your life is going to fall into place. Everything. And we're always works in progress, right? So it's ridiculous to say, okay, you know, I work on myself. I'm done already. No. You can't say that, right? Nobody should, right? So especially with the Saturn's that worker energy in the 12th house of your subconscious, you're doing a lot of cleaning out. You're doing a lot of shifting, a lot of changing, right? Even though you maybe not, you know, again, because Neptune is in your first house of self right now, you might not be totally clear on what all that means, but the 9 of Earth means doing some really, really good work on yourself, and as a result, connections being healthier after that. So a lot of you might be in this space, and you might be feeling it now, where you're sitting looking at yourself a year or 2 ago. Let's say 2 years ago. Let's say pre-COVID. You're looking at who you are now, and you're looking at the version of yourself that you were before the pandemic hit, and you're like, I am going to pat myself on the back because I am just such a more awake person. I feel like my priorities are in the right place and all of that. And you're feeling stronger, right, about yourself. It does seem like that, right? Energetically is what I'm getting here. Now, we have the Messenger of Earth. So, Messenger of Earth with the Messenger of Air. This is the thing. The Messenger of Air, this is like the Knight of Swords energy. So this is about expect the unexpected, right? Expect the unexpected. Something's going to be happening. So we're going to pull another card on that. But with this Messenger of Earth, this is sort of like pulling into sort of what I was talking about before. This is if this is a person that you're meeting, somebody who's very loyal, somebody that you're with who's very dependable. They have a lot to offer, but for you, there's something missing. Maybe they don't have as much in common with you as you would like. Maybe they're slow to share their feelings. Something, but they could be your rock, but they might lack the interest, the excitement, something to catch your heart for the long term in a really satisfying way. But it depends on where you're at. It depends on where you're at and what else is transiting your energies. But it's a good energy. It's a solid energy. Leo and Virgo, yes, right? Stability, security, and all of that, but it's like you can't not see what you kind of feel like you're missing. And then there's this energy of expect the unexpected. Then we have the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, this is about getting what you desire coming to you quickly, right? But you being shown how to do it. And then we have the sun in the reverse. So the sun in the reverse, I mean, it's impossible to see the negative to anything. The sun could be sideways, upside down, it doesn't matter. All this really means is a delay. So there's some sort of delay in something within relationship. And then we have the King of Fire being very, very free spirit. Very free spirit. And don't allow the idea of perfectionism to get in the way. Right? You want to express yourself. You want to express how it is that you feel. But don't allow somebody else needing to be perfect or you needing to be perfect to get in the way, because everybody's bringing everything that they need to the table. But it's up to you to decide, is this the right time for this relationship? Are you wanting to revisit another relationship from the past, this energy? Because it's going to be different for all of you, where you feel like you've done a lot of growth and a lot of analysis at this point. Maybe you want to revisit something in a different way. But there's this idea of you don't have to be perfect and neither does anybody else, right? We're all perfect the way we are. It doesn't mean that we're all the right people for each other. That would be ridiculous, right? Because then we'd all marry each other or be together, you know? I mean, it's like there's a reasoning to the madness of the human condition, right? That's what I have for you here. I hope this was helpful in some way. Let's do, let's pull some energies for those of you in separation. So I'll pull 4 of these, and then I'll pull 4 of the in separation cards, and then I'll pull 4 of the Island Time Wellness for clarifying. Being apart has been more difficult than I can accept. Now, this could be you towards them, them towards you, or the two of you towards each other, honestly, because the energies are so enmeshed with relationship rates. So being apart has been more difficult than I can accept, and that's being clarified by photograph. Looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, wanting to make new memories. I'm feeling lost, and I don't know what to do about it, and that's being clarified by not today. Not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, call, person, boundaries, still angry. Somebody's still angry, somebody's still hurt. I wish I could take back the hurtful things I said. It was wrong to take out my frustration on you. We have the Grim Reaper. The relationship is over, no second chances. Grow and transform your life. And then we have, I always look for you at airports as if we'll be at the same place in the world. And then we have ascending, transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, new phase, preparing for union. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, so it does look like there was either some sort of codependency, fear of abandonment issues, you know, like chaser in a codependent relationship. It could be you, could be them, it doesn't really matter. But I see your face in strangers, you're always with me, and I always look for you at airports. This is the thing with this particular energy. I got this with one of the other signs, and you guys are the last sign I'm doing, where I feel like, and I don't remember what it was, which sign it was, but it's like Pisces. It's almost like if you and this person were on an island or living in a bubble where the rest of life didn't matter, where money wasn't a thing, family wasn't a thing, work wasn't a thing, exes weren't a thing, you know, fill in the blank, where it was just the two of you hanging out on that eternal vacation, at that eternal romantic dinner, you know, laying around in bed all day, whatever it is. When it was just the two of you, it was great. There was a lot of love there, a lot of connection, a lot of commonality. But it's when the reality of life infused into the relationship where all of the challenges really became very magnified. And all of a sudden, the ability for the relationship to work in a very practical and pragmatic way out in the 3D, it wasn't workable. It's almost like the energy within the within the union didn't have the wherewithal or the strong enough foundation to actually withstand all of those things, at least while you guys were together. It does seem like there still needed to be some growth had, you know, maybe on both ends, maybe more on one end than the other, but you know, it seems like that's the kind of thing. And that's always tricky, because, you know, when you're apart, you tend to remember the vacations, the rolling around in bed, the romantic dinners, right? You remember those things. It's easier to tap into those energies, and the negative stuff over time ends up falling away, right? But it's important to understand, like, there's got to be transformation here, you know, for both of you. But there was a beauty in this nonetheless. So definitely not a waste of energy, even if you ended up getting hurt, or if you hurt somebody else, maybe hurt each other. You know. All right, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a very beautiful week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.